Hello everybody and welcome back to the madness. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon. I'm back today for another episode of Call of Cthulhu Masks of Nyarlathotep. And we've got the full cast and crew back with us today for some more horror at the House of Juju as we continue on a particularly hectic and crazy episode as everything is burning and everyone is dying. So let's get to it. Let's go around the cast and crew, remind ourselves of who we are and who we're playing tonight. And we have Greg, Jack 2 on 502 back with us tonight. Greg, how's it going tonight?
Oh, doing well, my friend. Ready to, focus, concentrate, escape a burning building, get the hell out of New York City, live, win Cthulhu. That's about it. Over to you, honey.
Sorry.
Is that me or is that Lindy?
No,
I mean,
no.
I can take the.
Yes,
I can take
I
the
was
problem.
fighting a sneeze. I think I'm fighting a sinus infection right now, so apologies. I was like, don't sneeze, and then I heard it in the back of my head. But hi, yeah, I'm Lindy. I will be playing Catherine Jordan, the definitely not sinus infection person. However, she's very wounded. There's a lot of fire. It's gonna be. Everything's fine.
Almost none of the things that the Jordans say are true, but we'll see if any of them happen. Thank you, FPS Monkey, for all the bits. I'm going to read through those in just a minute here after we do our introductions. So we have Tom Redundant UK back with us tonight. Tom, how's it going tonight?
Not too bad at all. I'm very excited to get back in playing Dr. Lucian Ernest. He's, unlike the others, sitting in a car outside of the burning building, waiting for them to come back out. So he's probably in the best situation at the moment. And I do emphasize at the moment, because we know how Will likes to play.
It's true. Yeah, very dirty. Speaking of which, we have Pruitt with us tonight. Pruitt, how's it going?
Oh, well, I am one of the dirtiest of us all. Yeah, it's going great. It's been an awesome week. I'm excited to see just how Koskov will go out, because I don't know, it's one of those things where you wake up and you're just like, my character's gonna die today. I just feel it. I know it. I forgot to get new tattoos for his neck, and it's just like, I don't know. Anyway, so it's going to be in a blaze of glory, a blazing right fist of glory, whatever it is, and I just can't wait to see how it all turns out. So, over to you, Don.
Yes, Don, how's it going tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great. Tennessee's car is doing less great after the Jordans doused it in kerosene and talked him into exploding it into a building, which in retrospect was really unnecessary, guys. I've thought about this a lot. A lot. Anyways, I'm doing great, and today's going to be another great episode. I can't wait to hopefully make it out alive, but hey, if I don't, then it'll be a blaze of glory.
It's a quite literal blaze. Well, before we get started here, let me thank you guys for all of the bits here. Uncanny Adventures cheered. Oh, and there's like charity bits going on right now, so you can do hashtag charity or charity free sim5 or charity bits, whatever, and we'll. I don't know if all of it or some of it goes towards charity. I don't know, but it's a whole thing that's happening right now. She gives a nat 20 for Tennessee. FPS Monkey cheered for a total of like 250 bits. The first one was the monkey giveth and the monkey taketh away. I love Masks and this crew. You folks are amazing. Thank you for all your hard work and the hours of entertainment. Merry Christmas. The dark clouds overhead finally deliver on their promise of rain. A torrential downpour, driven by the swirling winds in these urban canyons, for the damage caused by the explosion, have suppressed the fire just enough that no one can die from fire alone. No one's HP can drop below 1 from fire damage while escaping. Okay, I like that a lot, actually. Unfortunately, though, outside in the streets, a large crowd has gathered to gawk. There is no way the party can escape without being recognized by dozens of witnesses. To make matters worse, sirens from police and fire units can be heard very nearby. There is only one way out. The party has minutes, maybe seconds, to get out the building before the street is crawling with first responders. Well, yes, indeed, the monkey does give up and take it away. So on the one hand, you guys are set. On the other, you may well be doomed. But to remind you guys of a couple of things before we get started. today with first of all sponsors today by fantasygrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice. Go over to their website, check it out, download it on Steam for free or on their website. The demo is free and fantastic. WhalingGames.co.uk is a go-to destination for tabletop board games, war games, and more. So if you're getting ready for those Christmas gifts, check out Whaling Games or TabletopLoots.com, of course, where all of your dice needs will be fulfilled. And at the end of each of our game here on the channel, we give away a set of dice, so stick around to the end to be in for a chance to win. We have already hit 20 retweets on this tweet, so when we hit 30 retweets, we'll have another viewer decision where you guys get to decide something which happens next in our campaign. And of course, you can donate to affect the game at any point as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, or throwing monsters at them to murder them, as has already happened this morning by Dave. So that is a whole lot of fun. And actually, while I do the recap, I want you guys to, first of all, open up this viewer decision, and I want you guys to tell me, to describe or name a magic item that is in the House of Juju that they might see. So name a magic item in the House of Juju, and it doesn't have to necessarily be good, doesn't have to necessarily be bad. Have fun with it. But I'll recap what happened last week on the show as the party got themselves into a whole load of mischief in the House of Juju. They entered in, had a conversation with Silas and Kwane, who they ended up killing, along with everyone else in the House of Juju as well. They got downstairs as Tennessee Gray rammed a car full of kerosene for some reason, unknown even to him, into the front door of the House of Juju while they had been locked in. And of course, beneath this house was the father of maggots, or at least an embodiment of the father of maggots in the form of Wakunga Mdari, who is the local cult leader of the Cult of the Bloody Tongue. They fought him and several of his lackeys down below. Several of them have been near death wounded. I think Koskov is pretty well wounded right now, and Lindy, I think Catherine's pretty well wounded right now as they sliced into them. Deep in the pit, through which you could see amorphous, massive human faces, Koskov also heard the voice of his long thought to be dead, at the very least, sister, calling for his help. However, the party fought to manage to kill the cultists down here, but not without a price, as the rest of the House of Juju is on fire. Meanwhile, outside, in an escape vehicle, lies Dr. Lucian Ernest, who's feeling absolutely fine, except for the terrible things which are happening in his brain. He keeps seeing this vision of Dr. Mordecai Lemming, who seems to be some kind of ghost or just imagination of his. And he's not having the best time, but he's not in immediate physical danger yet. And I do emphasize the yet. So let's kick into gear as you guys are deep below the House of Juju for the most part. And Tennessee Grace just ran down there to join the rest of the party. Fire is everywhere. Some of you are wrapped up in blankets and carpets and the like to protect yourselves from the fire. Tennessee took a fair amount of fire damage on the way in. And there's these sounds coming from outside, even from this range, of sirens and police vehicles outside. Lucy and Ernest, you look around in the escape car and you see that there are just coming towards you down the end of the street, the flashing sirens and lights of these ambulances and fire trucks and the like, which are headed their way down, along with police cars as well, by the looks of things. There's been a fair amount of people coming out of their houses now, as there has been a huge explosion of kerosene pretty much out their front door. And people are looking out their windows. There's basically a crowd has been gathering and looking to help, actually. It seems like people are running to fetch buckets and stuff, or water to try and throw onto the house. It's getting pretty busy outside. Meanwhile, though, downstairs, Koskov has just punched a man to death and into next week's episode, as with his giant fist of wild magic. And the rest of the cultists in here lie dead, as do nearly some of the party members as well, as the fire blazes above and coming down into the steps at this point. Looking around the now empty-ish room, there is the pit in the middle with the wailing voices and screams, from which Koskov keeps hearing his sister's voice. And there are artifacts and items which sort of lie around the space, some of which look to be very clearly like a cult in nature that these guys have been hoarding or using down here in whatever rituals that they've been concocting. So I hand over loosely to the players who don't need to be back into initiative order, but you guys are back down in the House of Juju. What do you do?
Is there a window? Is there a basement window down here?
There does not appear to be a basement window.
Cool.
Again, as soon as the fire marshal gets here, all this is going into my complaint about the fire code being circumvented in this place.
You suspect
no back doors, no windows.
It was either the lack of traditional fire escape, or it was a kerosene car, which went into the front door of the place, which everything like it's one of the two. You know, probably a combination of both when you think about it. But really, it was the fire escape.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I was going to say that's a photo finish right there, but
yeah.
The hell of a one-way combo.
Is the fire coming down the stairs?
It looks to be crawling down the stairs with some speed.
Do you think there is exit to sewer or some other alternative way out?
This Koskov's kind of like reeling on his feet a little bit, trying to ignore sounds of his sister. But he's quickly losing that battle.
I don't know, Koskov. We have to look fast, because I don't think we should go back upstairs if we can avoid it. It's getting real hot up there. Marcus, what happened to your shirt?
I took it off. And he's going to look around for anything, like a coal chute. In New York, they have what are called basement flies, that they are stairwells that lead up into the sidewalk. He's looking for anything like that, not necessarily a window, but a portal of some kind, whether it be for human transport or, bringing wood in or coal or some other type of commodity to heat the place. Just any other escape.
Okay. One thing I should also note as well is that outside, the doctor, and probably you guys can start to hear this, is that the fires seem to be being fought now by like heavy outpours of rain from above. So Tennessee, as you look back up the stairs, the fire is coming down the stairs, but it is being, I guess, dampened by like heavy bouts of rain coming from above. You look, and there is no way out of this basement aside from the staircase. There is the pit in the middle that could lead to somewhere else, but from there you hear
We do not
voices.
need to go. We do not need to go down there, Reigns.
No,
And it's
no, but we do
disgusting.
need to find.
As
we need
disgusting
evidence,
as it
though.
might be. Evidence? Ah.
And he
We gotta
points to
clear our
like,
names.
yeah, well, he's going to point to the accoutrement, the magic items or whatever they are, the ritual devices. Like,
Perhaps we take some of these. And it might not be pleasant.
and as he looks over at the body of this Lord of Maggots,
We could coat ourselves to protect from fire.
I was thinking
he's
the
like-
exact same thing.
I see, like he walks over and pulls
in
his
the
knife out
maggots.
of
I
his.
still have the rug. So I threw the rug.
Wait a second here. How do we know those maggots won't just burn even more?
And Koskov's going to go over and like cut open the Lord of Maggots a bit, and just kind of take some of his blood and put it on his hand and see if he feels anything. Does it burn to the touch or anything?
You cut him open and just like feel inside, I guess. It doesn't, it feels like sort of black and like more viscous than blood should be, but it doesn't hurt to touch it.
And you see Koskov just start slathering on his clothes and just like,
And I thought he smelled bad on the outside.
You will also notice as you sort of like open him up, I guess, is that inside some of his long robes there is a carved wooden African mask with 4 hideous faces perched atop the almost like a headdress, I guess, but a mask goes down over one's face, and he has it tucked into this deep-robed pocket.
Perhaps important. He kind of holds that up to someone as he's continuing to coat himself.
I think Catherine, while this has gone on, she's thinking, all right, leave the rug, not get caught on fire. Real glad I disguised Marcus and myself before coming out to the House of Juju. Number 3, she's dismembering the guys on the ground with the swords that they had. Because she remembers from Peru that we had to separate them or they kept coming back. So she's just chop.
As you're chopping around, you find that one of them in there, similarly in a pocketed robe, has a book which reads on the front cover, Africa's Dark Sects.
Take that. Just puts it in her purse.
It does not seem to take
a mask.
One of them has another book. Similar in their title, but just one.
Oh, take that
Tennessee
too.
avoids getting blood spray from Catherine's chopping, and he's going to look for anything that might indicate that the cultists had anything to do with Hilton Adams being framed, had anything to do with any of the murders. So if there's any personal belongings to Jackson Elias or personal belongings to the others that were murdered, anything like that.
Okay, you can run me a quick spot hidden check.
All right.
Your eyes fall out.
Steam Raiders of the Lost Ark, right?
You don't spot anything which immediately catches your eye in the mess. The one thing which would catch your eye, even on a fell check, just looking around a room for stuff, is that there is a locked, it looks like a locked cash box, and it is in a corner of a room, sort of this dull grey tin, basically, which has a big padlock on it. But you couldn't tell whether or not this had what you're looking for.
He'll take the base of his cane and try to break off that padlock if he can.
Yeah, you want to make strength here?
All right. Regular success.
Yep. It smash it open, and inside there are various pieces of jewelry, and it's just looks like personal items, like earrings or like a nice looking watch. It looks very out of place to the rest of the stuff here. It's clearly not occult in any nature.
But it looks like it could be the personal belongings to people that we didn't see down here, like women who weren't down here, that sort of thing.
But yes, okay. You could roll me like an idea check here, I guess. Idea
sure.
Roll. Will, you said that there, when we first got down here, Hilton Adams's wife was already here being sacrificed, yep. Or the awful stuff that was going on with her. Is there rope around the area? Because you said she was bound, but is there more rope?
Yes. So Millie is in the center of the room. She has clearly been, her tongue has at the very least been cut out. She's not moving, so you're not sure if she's alive, but she has been bound with rope, yes. And as to your idea, Roll Tennessee, it's impossible to say whether or not these are occult. Maybe they use them in some ritual or something, but, you're not in your clearest head.
Will, can I do something?
You may.
Thank you. I'm going to get out of the car. I'm going to shout down, are you okay? Is everyone okay down there?
You guys can roll a listen check. I mean, there's so much sound going on right now, it's probably tough to hear someone. looks like they don't hear you, Lucian. Or if they, you hear no response at least.
If I don't hear any response, Lucian's going to have to think that they're dead. And he's going to get into the car and start it. He needs to get the fudge out of here before the police arrive. So that's what he's going to do. It's going to take a while because he's not used to driving the car, but just a heads up.
Okay. So Greg, are you doing something? Is Marcus doing something with the rope down there?
Okay, well, here's Marcus's suggestion. If there is enough rope, there's like rope that was bound, had Millie bound, and then additional rope for, the next bevy of victims that were brought down by the call of the Bloody Tongue.
You could hang like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with this rope, yeah.
Good. Okay. Here's the suggestion that Marcus gives to the group because everybody is beat to shit right at this moment. We could, if we hurry, we can tie each other up. We look like we've been tortured.
I mean, we've all got weapons and guns, and Koskov's fist is on fire. Or was.
Oh, it's went out when I put in body.
Oh, good.
I didn't say it was a great plan. I just said it was better than running through fire.
Is the fire still coming down the stairs, or is it actually going out?
The longer you wait, it is beginning to go out. It looks like you could run up, and you're not going to die from the fire with the amount of rain which is pouring in. You're going to get some burns, you're going to scar yourselves, but you're unlikely to die. If anything, the smoke is what's going to get you, because it's coming up pretty thick and heavy at this point.
Listen, I know this probably doesn't make you comfortable, but I think we should stay put and turn ourselves into the police. There's plenty of evidence here that shows that these cultists are murderers. This is their place. There's that strange pit right there. If a police officer takes a look at that, they're not going to blame us. They're going to understand that there's something funny going on here. And
unless
the
the
world
police
needs
are
to know.
working with the cultists.
Yeah, and they're part of the funny.
There's a lot of evidence.
Why would the police be working with the
that
cultists?
direction.
Why would they beat shit out of innocent doctor?
Why would they
have tried to get her and take her into custody? Point to Millie on the table.
How did you get here?
Will I honk the horn as loud as I can and as long as I can?
I am not.
Which in 28 is like
trusting cops.
Sounds like some kind of flamingo is above.
Is flamingo mating season? No.
They all
What
fly
if they lived here?
Cover your eyes.
Marcus, I'd really rather not run into the police again.
You hear sirens and horns. By this point,
Spain?
Lucian, you are either getting out of here, or there are police cars and fire trucks all over this place. And as it is, there's already crowds of people, and they are already sort of around the car and trying to chuck buckets of water and try and help out. So there's a whole community of people out here.
Okay,
and I still don't see anyone coming up from the stairs.
Nope.
Yeah, Koskov is getting ready to go upstairs. I am
If I
sorry
don't
to
see
say
him, I'm going to assume you're dead, and I'm going to start driving off.
You can roll me a drive auto, Lucian.
That's if I get the car going. Because this is drive auto here, and I'm not very good at drive auto. Really.
I say we leave.
Oh!
Hey!
20! I succeeded!
Dead on. Dead on. Lucian is out of here.
If we go, we should take the book. We should take the evidence with us, at least. Millie. You got to take Millie with us, too.
Okay.
And Koskov goes and throws Millie over his shoulders, and he's carrying like the mask also. And he's starting to head up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tennessee. I just do not trust law enforcement. You understand, in my line of work, we are at odds.
Marcus will wrap up Catherine with himself in the tapestry thing, in the rug, and get them ready to rock and roll. And if this is a dirt floor, he's gonna take as much of the dirt as he can and run it up their legs, and just basically coat
I've got a
their
lot of
lower
blood on
half.
mine right now, probably from the
Right,
dismembering.
that are whatever that is sticking out of rug he's going to coat with. I'm not a big fan of maggot blood, so
Yeah.
that's like
Not either, but they had to be
hepatitis
dismembered.
Cthulhu, but
Tennessee just grabs the lockbox, one of the swords of one of the cultists,
Yeah,
since
Catherine has a
that's
sword,
the
too.
same sort of weapon that they used to attack him in the hotel. And he'll run up the stairs. I'll get the car ready.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Koskov looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator, except it's maggot blood instead of mud. He has Millie over his shoulder, and he's just gonna wrap his jacket around his head to kind of help with the smoke and follow Tennessee.
Okay. The last thing that you will spot, Koskov, is on the as you grab everything and take one last look at the room, you see a locket, which is very familiar to you, as you recognize it to be your sister's locket.
Well, he will
Little
go and
silver
grab
thing.
that and wrap it around his hand and take that as
Snatch-
well.
Yeah. You snatch it up as you go, and the group of you can all roll me dexterity checks, and we'll give you plus 20 because you've got all this wrapping around you and the fires are dying down. The assistance of everyone outside.
So that's a hard success for me then.
Extreme
54,
success.
24. Yeah.
That's a fail from Tennessee Gray.
Sorry.
yeah, that's a fail from Marcus too.
Thanks. Okay.
I failed on extreme.
You guys will lose 2 health from the fire, but as FPS Monkey said, you can't go below 1. So if it takes you to 1, then you're stopped there.
Everybody?
Nope, that's just those who failed.
Okay.
If you succeed, the rugs, the bodies, the maggot blood, the dirt, whatever it is that you've got around yourselves are enough. You still get minor wounds and burns and stuff. It's impossible not to, but you guys will escape without losing any health there. You guys get to the top of the House of Juju, which is just a smoking, burning ruin. There's crowds outside of people throwing buckets onto it, and you arrive just about in time for the fire trucks to be here. And for them to start, jumping out and trying to assist, as well as, outside, there's probably like 50 people at this point gathered outside the House of Juju who are trying to help. You probably at this point do not see Lucian Ernest driving away. He's probably already gone. But you don't spot his car in the crowds and the smoke and the sirens as the police cars roll up as well and coppers start jumping out.
Where's the doctor? I told him to stay. He has my car.
I believe
Look for
Doctor heard sirens and make hightail.
Well, where do we go? The police are going to be here any second.
Hightail it out of here as well?
Yeah,
Are
Kaz
there
is
any cars
basically
on the street?
Yeah. Kaz is going to yell like,
then
"Someone
what?
please help!" and put Millie down and try to draw a crowd, and then do the cartoon thing where we slip out underneath the crowd as they.
Okay, sure. And to answer your question, Don, there definitely are cars out on the street. It's just that there are a crowd of people in front and around the house, which are blocking way to get through into the car. You put the body down like in the center of the room and sort of yell for help. And the people didn't realize that people were still inside, most likely, and so there are sort of shouts to help over here, and people start trying to come in to take you guys out basically. And people bringing rugs and carpets and the like to try and shawls over you to try and someone takes Millie as well, and they are sort of like escaping you out of the blaze, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, but there's more people in there. There's more in there. You got to go get them. We're fine. He's trying to get the crowd to leave them and go inside.
Yes, there are more people.
Koskov tries an American accent.
Yes, indeed.
Will, whenever the Jordans come out wrapped in the rug, Marcus is just going to, as soon as they get outside, he's almost going to spin and not pull his head out from underneath, but shout out, "I've got this one! There's more in there!" and he's going to begin to like move towards an alleyway as if he had already gone in and pulled somebody out.
Okay, so as you guys are doing this, it is unfortunately fantasy to believe that the firemen and police are not here and aware of what's going on at this point. Have you ever seen that scene from Ocean's 12 where they pretend that she's actually the character, and they all sort of, off we go, and they start walking her out, and they walk into the police. Kind of what's happening here, as you guys destroy my own green screen. But as you as you come out, and you're like, we got people over here, and you are delivered into the hands of the fire ambulance crews who are trying to check if you're okay, but also the police as soon as you come out of the house, essentially. And you spot the all too familiar figure of Captain Robson before you, as he's standing there with a couple of coppers behind him, and he is just shaking his head at Tennessee Gray in particular, as he sees the group of you coming out of it.
Got evidence, Robson. You got evidence to clear our name. Is that so?
And he looks at the group of you and says, where's the doc?
Well, I don't know.
How
Brooklyn,
good
I
were
think.
mine and Marcus's disguises? Can I make a disguise roll to see if he could even recognize us?
Yes. You could make a disguise roll.
I was hoping for like an escape in the crowd, at the end of Victory.
They were not very good
That
disguises.
20 was right there. That nat 20 was right
I had my picture over it and I didn't see it. I thought I was out.
Close.
Okay.
It was close.
Close.
So, yeah. I mean, context is everything, right?
Yeah.
He sees the group of you
Also,
coming
an
out.
gaping sword wound. So
It's the whole thing. So Robson looks at the group of you, and it's quite plain that he has an understanding of who the two of you are, at least. Did you answer him about where the dock was? I'm sorry, I got lost in that.
I think he's in Brooklyn.
You can roll me a deception check.
Deception. Oh wait, it's something else, right? What is it?
Yeah, it's like
Fast talk.
fast talk.
fast talk. Yeah.
Ass talk. Oh, good.
You do have a nat 20.
There is one left.
I'm saving that.
Yeah, he knows who you're like. And says, all right, if it's going to be like that, great, then. Afraid you're all going to have to come with us. Answer some
I'm
questions
happy.
again.
Happy to go with you. Like I said, right here, we got all the evidence you need. You're going to find the culprits, the murderers that have been running around the streets of New York inside. They're in the basement right now.
Sure thing.
We saved Miss Milton. I pulled her out.
They cut out her tongue. Robson, they cut out the woman's tongue.
Okay. We'll see about that as soon as all of this gets cleared up. You're all going to have to come with me again. Take him
Happy
away,
to.
boys.
How many police
And you-
officers are here?
Oh, there's just two of them. There's just these two guys that are left in the New
okay.
York Police Department, and there's
I
You
know we've
killed the
killed
rest of
several
them.
of them. So
yeah, they're basically all gone now. And you guys have,
here
How
it
many
is.
will be in
that's
car?
awesome.
it's like super
How many
easy
will be
to
in
get
car
away.
and from the station?
So you are taken in separate cars, and there is two in front, one in back with each of you. So there's three in each car. And they are all
Holy
armed.
cop cars.
It's New York, and you're New York's most wanted, so they've got enough. Yeah. So
Did they
guys
take all of our weapons and stuff?
yeah.
Yeah. Can I conceal any of
They
them?
tend to do that when they take you to prison.
That's kind of the
Yeah,
the
I
procedure.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Part of the job.
Can I try to hide one? Sneaky,
You
stealthy,
could definitely
stealthy.
try, yeah.
Probably not. Like, you want me to ride for that? Like a stealth? Sleight of hand?
Conceal. Is there not a conceal skill, maybe? Maybe it's a
not
sleight
a
of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Not great, but she's gonna try. Nope.
Yep. They are even more suspicious of you as you try to conceal weapons. And find all of your concealed firearms, weapons, drugs,
There's
whatever
a
it is
lot
you guys
of
carry.
Yeah, when they come around to take all of Kaz's stuff, like, he has the locket in his hand, and when they take it from him, he, like, hesitates for a split second and meets the gaze of the cop taking. It's like,
I will get this back. You will make sure.
da?
They don't answer you.
Okay.
But last time you left, you did get everything back, so... So you guys are taken away. I'll be right back, but describe to us your car journeys home. Back to your home of the police department. We'll get to Lucy and Ernest next as well.
So, Tennessee Gray.
You're pulling the car
We're all-
over? Why are you
we're
letting
all
me
in separate
out?
cars.
It's amazing. Stop that car. Catherine, come on.
Alright, let's go!
Wait, do not forget me.
That's how that works. We all escaped.
So everyone, does everyone comply, is what I'm asking really, I guess.
Yes. Kaz makes small
Collectively.
talk to his cops.
Yeah, once she's in the car, Catherine's completely sweet and personable. Innocent as could be.
Okay. We'll get to Tom here in a second as Lucian is driven away, but you guys are escorted back, and you find yourselves again not long after everything's been checked in and they sign that your arrest they think has been legal, etc. And you guys are put into a jail cell, at least for the night. You're not sure how long exactly you're going to be here. You're fairly well acquainted with these cells because you spent a night in them before. Again, they're individually locked away, and there aren't guards on the door, but you know that they're patrolling around. And so you're left with only the sounds of a drizzling rain outside.
These are high-quality sales, if I do say so myself. Much better than gulags of Russia.
Kaz is just talking to whoever can hear.
Are we all like in the same cell block?
You assume that you are. You assume that you're at least in the same block, but the walls are thick. You could probably tap through, but that's the only real communication that you can get. They're pretty well soundproofed, and the Judas, little slots is closed, so you can't really see out. There's maybe a little eye hole that you can see through. But yeah, we'll get back to you guys in a minute. As Lucian, how you doing, buddy? You got away clear and free.
I'm not in jail. That's something.
You're not in jail. I will give you this so that you would have been able to see, at least in your rearview mirror, several people escaping from the House of Juju and being taken away in cop cars as you wait at the end of the street.
Shit.
The fire blazes. It's being put out, but the cop cars are clearly headed away with your friends.
What's happening to the building? Is the building just... Are there people still around the building? Is the fire out?
They're going to be around for the next, 8 hours. If there's a really big house fire, then there's going to be people around it for a long time.
I guess Lucian's going to head back to the warehouse where we went before.
Okay.
He doesn't know what else to do. He's a wanted man. I mean, what else can he? It's not like he can walk into the police station and ask for them out. So he's gonna head back to that warehouse and see if he can think up of some way to
do
something.
So you get back to the warehouse, and this is in the sort of dockside district, this big warehouse where the two bodies of Augustus Larkin and De Mendoza were left for you by Mr. McCarthy, the lawyer. You send the car back in, there's no one around, you turn the lights on, and you spot the slender figure and always perpetually wearing sunglasses to hide his eyes, is Mr. McCarthy. It would appear as though he was waiting there in darkness.
Ah, Mr. McCarthy, it's actually rather good to see you. And Lucian will kind of just tiredly walk in and take a seat.
He doesn't say anything, but does go over to a cabinet and begin to pour you a strong drink. And hands it to you, slides it across the...
Lucian gladly takes it and takes a deep, long drink of it and puts it down. And
tell me what happened.
We went to the House of Juju to look for some more information. I was to stay outside. The building caught fire, and I waited for as long as I dared. Shouted, and I drove away before the authorities could get there. I'm a wanted man, you see.
Those within the House of Juju, were they executed?
I thought they were, but I did notice that there were some people being led away by the police who came out of the House of Juju. It could be my companions, it could be whoever was in there beforehand. I do not know.
I see. Well, if their task was successful, then they've done their jobs. If they failed, then those members of the Bloody Tongue will be even harder to find now than ever before.
Could you find out if it was my companions that got arrested?
I'll make a phone call.
If it was them, could you get them out?
No. Well, I could, but I won't.
Why?
They failed too many times. Like you said, they're wanted, as are you. They become less than useful to me now. If anything, they're rather a thorn in my side.
But do you not think that if they know that no one's coming, that they will talk to the police, to talk about you? I do not want that not to happen.
They will find nothing. They know nothing. If you think they know too much, however, that changes everything.
I don't know how much they know. They tended to keep knowledge close to their chest. What do we do now?
Well, we see if they are still inside. And then we forget about them.
Just forget? I mean, just leave them to rot?
Assets which are defective become liquidated, Dr. Ernest.
These are more than assets. These are people you're talking about. Who have done nothing, well, most of them, done nothing wrong.
I think we both know that's not the case.
They're still people. More than assets.
Why do we have laws, Dr. Ernest? To keep people safe. Your friends do quite the opposite.
So, what's going to happen to me?
You go back to your normal life and forget that any of this ever happened. You receive a substantial fee for damages done. And you move on with your life forever. And you never look back.
How am I going to get out of New York?
Travel can be arranged for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll see if they're in there.
Most appreciate it. Thank you.
He leaves the room to go make a phone call.
And Lucian will pour himself another large drink and just sit down and just take a big swig and just contemplate on what the hell to do next. Are the bodies still there? Of Mendoza and...
Yeah.
He's going to take a swig and he's going to put it down, and he's going to, because he never had a chance to, he's going to conduct the autopsy of the two bodies to see what he can find.
As you do this, you hear a voice just behind you and a little hand on your shoulder. So, we're going to leave them to die, are we? Fascinating. You look behind you, and of course, in fact, without even needing to look, you know that it's Mordecai Lemming.
I take another big swig, and you're not here. All in my head.
But they're still alive, and you're just going to leave them to die. You know what they did to you. Their fates are far worse.
So how do I get them out then, Stroll into a police station, ask politely, get them out.
I know a way. I know a way we could manage it. Yes. I know someone you could talk to. Someone far more powerful than me. Benevolent. Wishes to help you and your companions on your mission. Every step of the way, they watch.
Who?
Been in communication with them. They are the ones who have commissioned my book on you. And your friends. They have no name.
So how will I talk to them?
There is a way to contact them.
And that is phone number, letter, telegram?
Afraid not something quite as simple as that, no. But these two bodies here would be of use. Organs. Yes, you would need to remove some of them, place them upon a bowl, and say the words as I tell them to you. It's somewhat gruesome, I'll admit, but no less gruesome than performing an autopsy itself. After all, you must remove them anyway to see the damage done. Recant a few words, speak with them. Save your friends. Your conscience will be free. And then we can feel what that is like. The journey will go on. The story will continue.
If you want the story to continue, you can get them out yourself. He takes a big swig from the thing and puts it to one side. I don't know what you are or how I am hearing you. But if you do not get out of my head, I will drive back to your place, and I will put a bullet through your temple. He's going to go and pour himself another drink.
Then I leave it to your conscience to let your friends die. Just know that it is you, and no one else.
Takes another swig, and he heads on over to the medicine cabinet, and he draws himself out another syringe full of kind of like a relaxer. You know, the ones I used before? And then inject himself in to dull the...
Opium.
Opium. It was opium, that was it. Another load of opium into his things.
You can roll me a power.
Okay. Oh, my power's not bad. 69, that's a success.
Yeah. You wouldn't say that you're addicted to opium yet.
Oh, thank God. For that.
The more you take it, the harder the check will be.
Oh yeah. And he'll let the opium take effect and relax him, and then he'll get back to the autopsy to see what he can find.
Yeah, Lemming is gone when you take the opium. He's no longer there. You're not sure if they're connected or not.
Mm-hmm.
But at the very least, we send
As
that
a
points
medicine,
away.
as someone who thinks of medicine and think, could I not get the connection that once I take some opium, it'll silence the voices? I put that two and two together.
It's a logical conclusion to make.
That I'll go to that logical conclusion then.
You know that there are some parts of your brain which are more stimulated by opiates, and some which are depressed by opiates. So, at this point, your medical state of yourself is that you are probably suffering from some kind of what you would refer to as like a mental delusion or something.
Yeah.
You're not well, but the opiates are the self-medication. But you would probably refer to yourself to speak with someone more highly trained in this matter
I
than
know
yourself.
exactly who he's going to refer himself to.
Okay, you start on the autopsy, and we'll get to that shortly. It's the middle of the night then when Tennessee Gray, the Judas hole in your prison cell, is shutter open. You see Robson's eyes looking out at you, and you hear the key turn in the lock as Robson slides open the door, and there are two cops behind him as well. Come on, let's talk.
All right, I wish you would have maybe taken us to the hospital first. We're banged up pretty bad. My friend's okay.
Everyone's all right. But
All right.
come on, let's go patch you up.
All right, thank you. And stands up, shaky.
Yeah. One of the cops in a will sort of like soldier carry you if you need the help. At least you can lean on him. And Robson leads you through the prison complex up out of the cells and into an office. The office is pleasant enough with several. He's clearly a vain man in that he displays his medals and achievements around. And papers on the desk. But there's also a large bottle of whiskey on the desk, along with several packs of cigarettes. And he says, "You want a drink? You look like you could use one."
Well, I ain't one to turn down a drink, even if it is whiskey. Mind if I get one of those smokes too?
Help yourself.
All right, thank you, Robson. And he'll pour a small glass for himself, not too much, just a little bit, and light up a cigarette as well, and sort of relax back in the chair. Looks exhausted. He's got burns on his arm, and his hair is singed and wild.
So you're pretty beat up. You want to tell me exactly what went down in that house?
I'll tell you. I don't know if you're going to believe it or not, but you have to understand me when I say this, and I mean this. I am not crazy. My friends, well, some of them might be crazy. The doctor's notice is out on the doctor, but that's another thing. We went into the House of Juju because we believed that there might be evidence there that could clear our names and shine a light on whoever it was that killed Jackson Elias, who's a personal friend of ours, killed Mendoza and the others we'd had dealings with back in Peru, and who had framed this Hilton Adams figure. Now, I don't care about Hilton Adams. I've learned since we got into this investigation that he's a gangster. You know, I'm sure he's done terrible things, and I'm comfortable with him being behind bars, but I want to know who killed our friend and who's trying to kill us next, because I'm sure we're next on the list. So we went into the House of Juju, and in the basement there, I don't know, I hope you were able to find the bodies, because there was a number of men down there. They had tattoos, the same drawing and he pulls out from his pocket, he pulls out a piece of paper that he'd drawn a few days before. I found on the head, carved onto the head of Jackson Elias. I'm sure you saw that too. And they tried to kill us. They tried to murder us.
That much I'm about to believe. I mean, we found the lockbox on you, and it had all of the earrings and personal possessions of a bunch of the killings from the Hilton Adams case. So, pretty sure these were the guys that were working with Mr. Adams. They did a good job. As far as I'm concerned, those pieces of shit are better off dead.
Well, I don't believe in capital punishment, to be honest. And we had to fight to protect ourselves, and I'm sorry that it came to what it did, but they had Millie Adams down there. We brought her out. You saw what they did to her. And that's Hilton Adams' wife. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't care about Hilton Adams. I just care about the truth, Robson. And that me and my friends, we're going to be able to get out of this alive and not have to look over our shoulders every day thinking that more of those, whoever they were, are going to come after us.
I'm pretty sure you got the last of them there, son. But, see what you mean. Mr. Adams has already confessed, and the evidence dies with their testimonies. So, there's no way to prove now whether or not Mr. Adams was involved in them or not. Looks like they were. There was a lot of evidence to suggest Mr. Adams was involved, so we need someone to blame. Ray, you understand that? People need a scapegoat. It's either you or Adams, as far as I'm concerned. It looks a whole lot better if it's Adams.
Well, Robson, I'm with you. I think it should be Adams. It has to be someone. And I don't think, if you saw what I saw down there, I don't think that the public is ready to know about what's actually happening in New York City right now.
Bunch of savages. I saw the mess.
Did you see the hole?
Yeah, some big pit they dug? What of it?
Nothing, just sounded strange is all.
I guess, but not exactly the strangest thing that was down there. I guess that's what these guys are up to.
What's gonna happen with Millie?
She'll be okay. I mean, they'll find housing for her, I'm sure.
She's gonna need protection, Robson. Just in case.
Well, I don't know about that. I'll see what I can do, but it's not really my problem, you understand?
Will you at least let me know where she is? Maybe once I'm out of here and everything's clear, you know, I can go
She's
check up on her.
She's gonna be in the hospital for a while, but yeah.
All right.
I mean, that's assuming you guys get out of here anytime soon.
Well, what do you need from me to get us out of here and get us clear?
I mean, there's gonna have to be a trial. Adams is coming up for it, and you guys are gonna have to testify. So,
well, I don't know if my friends will testify, but I'll testify. I'll say whatever you need me to.
The Jordans. We spoke before, and to be frank, it's them that I want. That I need.
Now, if we're gonna have this conversation, Robson, I need to know what it is you have on the Jordans, why I should turn on my friends.
Let's say that there are factions, interested parties who have a vested interest in seeing that the Jordans don't get out of prison anytime soon. and that they have a fair amount of reason for that. And he gets out a case file from the table, and he plonks it on the desk. In there, you're gonna find at least 20 cases. People going missing. All where the Jordans go. Think that's a coincidence? I don't know. Then we find bodies, usually suicide. A little bit too much of a coincidence. Not just here in America, everywhere.
Tennessee takes the file and he opens it and he begins leafing through. And I imagine there's like photos in there, right? Pictures and whatnot too, right? And this sort of like just sick look goes across his face, and he closes the file. He rubs his head.
You see every step of the way, every fucking step of the way, there's some block. They're protected, well protected as well. People higher up in the food chain than me. So I need something cast in iron. You saw them. You were there. That house, the body we found, when you rolled up into New York, said you didn't see the body. First time I talked to you. That's gotta change.
Grobson, if I testify against the Jordans, it's just my word against theirs, and they've got powerful allies. Don't you think they're gonna come after me?
We got enough evidence to get them down for a long, long time. As for protection, we can handle that.
Do I believe him?
You can roll a psychology, yeah.
Not that this is something I'm good at, but I'll take the shot.
It's tough to read him.
Look, I'll be honest, Robson, the Jordans scare me. I've been with them, and they've saved my life, and they scare me. Going against them, whoever they represent, that scares me too. I
mean, every other case has been quietly filed away and no one gives a shit about someone who hangs himself, doesn't reach the papers, but this is going to be big. Hilton Adams is a huge profile case. These guys are directly implicated. And we got enough evidence. And I mean, you know how we work, Gray. Even if the place was squeaky clean, it's not so clean when we come around looking, you know what I mean?
They really did all that there in that file?
I believe they did.
All right, Robson. All right.
Good man. We're doing the right thing here.
Yeah, I'm sure I am.
So we're going to cut back to the dock here. As you have completed your autopsy of Augustus Larkin and de Mendoza. The bodies are, let's say, strange. You've never taken apart a body quite like this before. At least not in the same way. Their organs are in the wrong places. And they are thick and black with this heavy tar. And they are kind of loaded and heavy. Almost bloated. Like those maggots that you saw before. You know, there's an incredible amount of damage done to their organs as well. It looks as though they've been eaten from the inside out. and it's just not dissimilar to like really parasitic cases that you might have seen or read about before of living inside a host body until it's fully dead. There are, interestingly enough, no explosion, burns, or signs, contusions, or wounds, or anything like that you would have expected from Costco having pumped grenades into them.
I mean,
It looks as though they died of whatever this creature was inside of them.
right. Is their face damaged at all? They are. I can very clearly recognize that they are Mendoza and.
Without a shadow of a doubt, unless you had known that they had been blown up by Koskov, there would be no doubt in your mind that these were the same two men that you traveled to Peru with. It's just that there's no way that it could be, because you saw them explode.
No surgery masks for their face, or anything like that? Nothing that would indicate?
They looked like, from the outside at least, fairly healthy dead bodies. Like, they don't look like there was anything particularly bad to them on the outside. They're not obviously murder victims.
Okay. In that case, Lucian is going to write down his findings in his little journal, medical journal that he keeps with him at all times. What he's found, this tar. I have no idea what the hell this black tar is, do I? I have no...
You haven't really taken the time to study it. I mean, from first examination, it's heavy, it's thick, it's tar-like. It has, some similarities to blood. It's like really thick, congealed, almost, would be your first guess.
Okay, I'm going to get a vial or bottle or anything like that, and I'm just going to put, very carefully, I'm not touching any of this stuff because I don't know what it is, but I'm going to put it in this vial for future study, back in London when I've got a lab and everything like that. So I'll put that in my medical bag. Apart from
by this point, McCarthy has sort of come back, I guess, while you've done the autopsy. He's made the phone call. Step back in. It is your friends. They're all alive, if not entirely well. They are in jail. And it looks like there is a case being built against them. A fairly substantial one.
So, what do I do now then,
Just like I said, Mr. Ernest. Forget any of this happened and you walk away. And you leave your friends. They're not really your friends anyway. And don't consider what might happen to them. It's easier that way.
Are you sure there's nothing you can do to get at least a handful of them out? Not all of them, but perhaps, I don't know. Do you know all of them? I mean, how do you know them?
They are known to me.
All of them? All of them were known to you? They all worked for you?
No. Just known to me.
Right. Well, could you not at least get one out? Just someone, any of them?
Just ask yourself, Mr. Ernest, why on earth would I do that? When it only seeks to compromise me and our mission.
I don't know, the goodness in your heart for your very soul, I don't know, something to do some good.
Such things weaken men.
I feel the opposite.
Mr. Ernest, I could at the very least, at the very most, get you a message into them. And then you walk away. You understand that this is not a negotiation, Mr. Ernest.
I understand. I do. And I am thankful for you arranging transport for me to go home.
It will be better back home, Ernest.
Yes.
Such things will be gone.
I have had my fill with America. Could you send a message to them? Tell them good luck, and I am truly sorry.
Very well. I will see to it. You leave tomorrow morning, Doctor.
Thank you. I'll just finish up here. And Lucian's going to clean up and essentially spend the entire night drinking until he passes out.
All right. So Lucian drifts away into a deep, deep sleep. The voices go away as McCarthy sets to cleaning down the place, basically, and it looks like he's packing everything up and is leaving the place with you tomorrow. He doesn't speak again, but he has promised that a message has been sent to those of your friends still left in jail. As you drift away to sleep, however, your dreams are plagued with guilt. These horrific visions of leaving your friends behind as they are screaming, dying in a fire, while you ride away and are unable to turn back. But you can see and hear their screams as they die, burning in front of your eyes, their fat and their skin peeling away. It is deeply disturbing for you. And you awaken in a fitful, sweaty state as you've been sleeping on the couch in this place. The rain is still pouring outside. McCarthy is nowhere to be seen. There's a few lights on left in the warehouse on the sort of tiled floor in here. And there's a figure seated in darkness that at first you think might be McCarthy. But you quickly realize to not be him. It's not the same slim, suited figure that you recognize. Someone wearing a dark hat and a dark coat. And they appear to have a cane, which you can hear regularly tapping on the floor, even though they're not moving. They seem to be playing with it. And it looks to function sort of like an umbrella as well from the rain. The figure is in such absolute darkness that you can't quite make out their face, but they're perhaps 20 feet away from you at this point.
Lucian's going to get up and grab the first thing he can do, use as a weapon, I suppose. Whatever that is. Scalpel, if need be. Just basically anything. He goes, "Who's there? Who are you?"
The figure doesn't respond immediately, but the tapping of the cane does cease as you pull out in the darkness.
Is there I suppose there's a torch nearby or anything like that I can use to illuminate the figure?
There's no flashlight, but there is the general lights. You could find a light switch to turn all the lights on.
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try and find a light switch to turn all the lights on, yeah.
You flip the lights, all of the lights come on, and yet still the figure is surrounded by an inky blackness, which seems to be unnatural.
Is this inky blackness very similar to the inky blackness that I took out of the bodies? Or is it just like Oh, okay.
But it looks as though just light hasn't touched that space. The shadow still forms where light should have fallen.
What's that? Alright. I must be hallucinating again. And I'm going to pick up something like... It's not aggressive and just toss it at it. I'm expecting it to go through it.
Yeah. It doesn't. What would you throw, do you think? Like a vial or something, maybe?
No, nothing so hard. A piece of paper, just scrunch out a piece of paper and throw it, or maybe like a pencil, or, nothing too sharp.
Sure, you lob it at the figure. It sort of bounces off their coat and lands in their lap, and they look at this. The figure seems to look down at this piece of paper.
What? Who are you?
I hope that you slept well, Dr. Ernest. You will need it for the next things to come.
Next things?
The next stage of our story, of our adventure together.
You are Dr. Fleming's associates, yes?
He is known to me.
Yes, he seems to be writing a book for you. He's rather insistent on writing that book.
That is true. A great book it will be as well, Dr. Ernest. Already your adventures have been quite interesting. But still, they have a long way to go. Far beyond here.
How is that so? Or just
The
me
journey
now, is it?
cannot continue without the rest of your companions. It is a far less interesting tale with just you. You will die alone, blowing out your brains in your apartment in London 3 weeks from now.
You seem awfully confident of that.
It is because I know it.
Is that so? And how do you know that? You see into the future? Are you a soothsayer?
There is knowledge, and then there is soothsaying. They are two different things. Some things are just known. It is not that I see them. It is that I know them to happen.
And
The guilt will overcome you of your friends, who will also be killed. You will hear a word from McCarthy. You will take the revolver from your desk after you are highly drugged on the opiates and the drink. You will think of your nurse. You will see her screams again, and you imagine your friends in the exact same position as her. Eventually it becomes too much. The revolver is the easy way out, so you press it to your brain. Pull the trigger. There's a sharp shot. You fall dead to the floor. They find you hours later. Your father appears and weeps for the first time. There are very few others at the funeral. And thus, your life fades away. It is a sad end.
but perhaps a fitting end. And he'll go over to
Some
the...
would say one that you deserve. But I, however, do not believe in such things as those willing or deserving of death.
Lucian will head on over and he'll reluctantly pour himself a drink. So, what is it you're here to say then? That I should try and get them out? Think like Koskov, blow up the police station. Is that what you're going for?
That is, of course, one option, though I have already warned against that for him. Would have not gone so well.
No, I don't think it would have.
Instead, your friends will walk away. I will make sure of it.
They will be released. All of them.
Tonight, if you wish it.
What's the price? Because there is always a price, is it not?
The price is that you never stop. You never give in to death, or it is a coward's way out.
We all die.
When it is your time, you will die, Dr. Ernest. Everything up until that point, though, you do not allow it to reach you.
I don't think I can promise that I won't die along the way. I will do my best, of course. I will keep everyone else and as many people alive as I can, but that is all I can... That's all I can offer.
Then you will accept that I will not allow you to kill yourself before your time comes. Before that chapter is over.
Absolutely. I accept that you will not let me blow my own brains out before the allotted time.
Good. Then you will live to see what is most important to us. As will
And
your
what?
friends.
And what's that?
The next stage. And the final one, if it is yours to reach.
The next stage of what? I'm sorry, you're not making sense.
So they will leave the police station tonight, I think. And they will be given transportation by McCarthy. They are out. He will see to it that they will escape as well. If nothing else, then to save his own skin.
And then we get out of the country.
Yes. There are many next stops on your destination, Dr. Ernest. It is for you to decide where you go next.
And what is stopping me from agreeing to this and then just be done with it, you know? Goodbye to everyone else, off back home to my practice and...
Because you will never remember this conversation ever took place. Instead, you will be left with a feeling of determination to continue to live. Miraculously, your friends will be set free. You will be left in wonder how such a thing happened. You seem to think we have not spoken before, Dr. Ernest. That is, of course, foolish to believe. In fact, I have spoken to all of your friends before.
If I'm not going to remember anything, then at least tell me one thing. What is your name?
I have no name. I am a boogeyman. They call me many things. I have taken many shapes, many bodies before. The one, most recently, was Dunsborough.
Dunsborough. And what about Fleming?
The pawn.
Yes, the pawn. How is he able to manifest himself to me?
Because, Dr. Ernest, you are quite insane.
Yes. Yes, I suppose I am.
That's why you see me here as well. These ghosts which appear to you. Perhaps none of us are really even here.
So would that mean that all the others are insane, seeing as you've talked to all them as well?
We are all ghosts to someone.
I suppose so. In that case, if you would leave me to finish my drink, I will see the others tomorrow. He holds up his drink. Takes a sip.
The lights flicker back on fully, and then die, and you're once again back in darkness. You find yourself falling asleep once again, very swiftly. And when you wake up, you remember nothing of the night's conversations, only that you slept poorly. You dreamt for a while. We're going to cut back over, of course, to the rest of our companions who are rotting away in a jail cell. Tennessee, you've made conversation with Robson when the telephone rings in his office. One sec. And he picks up the phone. He has a terse and brief conversation with someone on the line. Says, puts it down and says, "Right, time's up. I gotta go and see to something. You gonna be okay in the meantime?"
Well, I I don't know. Are you going to get us medical attention? I think Catherine in particular, she has a cut, could get infected.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll make sure things are cozy for you in particular, Mr. Gray. But I really have to go.
I appreciate it. Well, all right. Well, I guess I'll see you soon.
He nods as outside the two officers take you back to your cell. You notice a distinctly concerned look on Captain Robson's face as he heads off further into the prison complex. You return to your cell. What are Koskov, Marcus, and Catherine doing while they are running away?
Well, Koskov would just be in his cell, like, just hanging out, doing what he does when he's in prison, which is like working out, you know, doing a good old-fashioned old boy, where he's just like punching the wall, doing some push-ups, pull-ups, things like that, using his bed or rack to do pull-ups, things like that, you know. All the while singing Russian drinking songs.
Nice. What about the Jordans?
I think Catherine would try Morse code through the three walls of her cell to see if Marcus is on the other side of them. If he is, she'll just sweet talk with him. If he's not, she'll probably trying to take it easy because she's got a massive sword gash through her torso, basically. But she'll also undo her little whatever this thing's called, in case, you know, she's really pissed off and Robson enters the room so she can strangle him. So this would be undone. She'd try to make herself more comfortable. Just be like, oh, this is quite a wound. Awful. But yeah, she'd just be tapping through the wall to see if Marcus is there. She would be working out.
Would not be. Yeah, I was gonna say Marcus is not working out. The first thing he's gonna do is try to first aid himself.
Oh yeah, I'd like to do that too if I can. You know what? No.
He succeeds, so I get a point back. Does that sound right?
Yeah, one hit point back and one every day afterwards.
Okay. So yeah, as soon as he would get that done, he is just going to sit, and if he hears the tapping, he'll respond. If obviously he won't if he doesn't. And he's just kind of waiting for what he knows is coming.
So, yeah, the group of you find yourselves again sort of running away, twiddling your thumbs, getting ready for the beatings which are likely to take place tonight. If you know anything about how these...
Yeah, I guess Catherine would try to first aid herself too, and then ready to strangle action. But she does not succeed on her first aid kit. She's just like, ow, nope, that hurts, not touching it. Done here.
Okay.
I don't know the Koskov. Hang on. Odds he first aids himself. Let's see. No, yeah, he just works out.
Okay. So, sometime in the night, Catherine, the door swings open to your cell, and you see two police officers here who have these dark looks, dark expressions on their face. They have batons in their hands. And one of them has a piece of paper.
Okay.
And on the piece of paper, he shoves it towards you. It is a confession to several murders, some of which you did commit, some of which, either jumped up charges or names that you don't recognize.
Yeah, I might be like, or maybe I've heard of these murders. I'm like, such sloppy work. I would have never got caught doing that murder. Like,
Right.
She just looks at it. She's like, list of names. Strange.
Confession to sign.
Oh, for me to sign? You think I could commit murder? The sight of blood makes me ill.
They roll their eyes towards one another. It's an easy way. Or there's the hard way. We prefer the hard way.
Oh, well, you have anything for me to write with?
Yeah. Willem hands you a pen.
Can I shove it in his eye?
Sure, let's do that. This is a good idea. So, yeah, as this happens, you roll a fighting brawl to shove a pen into this man's eye.
Yes, please. Yeah, that's a success.
Roll D4 damage. It's gonna hurt.
Okay. Well, plus my damage bonus because it's a brawl.
The force of your hand shoving it into his back of his skull. Yeah, you stab the pen into his eye. It doesn't go through the back of his skull, but like the pen is in his eye, and he grasps at it. The other guy comes in with the baton as this happens.
What are these batons made out of curiosity? Metal batons?
Baton's normally made out of, I don't know, probably metal, right? Yeah.
Metal? Perfect.
I think at that time it was very heavy wood or something like that.
It was wood.
Could have been heavy cudgels. Yeah.
It was either wood or metal.
Like,
depends on if they were the telescoping ones or not.
I mean, the stats are the same pretty much. They, let's see.
Well, it matters because of a wild magic surge, is why I asked.
That's true, yeah. The first guy swings and misses. Second guy swings and hits.
Okay.
Let's see. Beats cock is the stat one. It is. So damage on the. That is a D3 plus a D4, or D6 plus a D4, rather. Roll D3. So 6 points of damage to you of his cudgel. He's got the pen in his eye, and just sort of like back, slashes you, I guess, with the cudgel. It hits you across the face, knocks out a couple of teeth. Okay. There's the sounds of cursing, which quickly fades away with a quick boom to the face. All is blackness as you find yourself falling backwards. You don't awaken for some time.
Okay,
Marcus.
that's fine.
One man, the Judas sort of swings open, they check inside, and this time 3 people come in. You see in the background there's a police officer lurking who appears to be bleeding from his eye, as he sort of seems to be pointing them in. These 3 cops stalk in. They have a piece of paper, which again is a list of crimes to which you are to be confessing to, with a space for a signature on the bottom.
Do you have something for me to sign with? Perhaps that gentleman in the back.
They look at you, and they stand. They're like 5 feet away or so. One of them rolls a pen across the floor. They seem strangely nervous about the pen situation.
He signs it and scoots the paper back.
That was easy. Shame about your wife. She didn't take it so easy.
Oh. What about Winky back there? I think he would probably beg to differ.
That guy is sort of like... he's like trying not to cry with the pen wound, because like, holy shit, you get penned in the eye with substantial force. That's going to hurt for a while.
He's losing that eye.
Yeah, he starts shuffling away, and the 3 of them sort of leer at you. James, would like to do things the hard way with you as well.
Would have got the other one too if they both missed.
If I'm anything, I'm the easy one.
Yeah, well, we'll look after your pretty little wife for you while you're locked up here.
Well,
And they,
you'll halfway look off.
He turns towards you. He thinks about smacking you with the baton. Nah, not worth it. Save my energy for your wife. And they slam the door, close the door, Judas, and that's all. Tennessee Gray, you are not paid a visit.
Did they take the pen back? Because I did
yes, yes, they did.
I did not give it to them.
You didn't give it to
Okay.
me.
Yeah,
You can go
pushed
for a
the
scenario
paper
where you
back.
don't give the pen, and then they tell you to get the pen, and then say something,
fine.
and then they beat you up. Okay, so neither Koskov nor Tennessee Gray are paid a visit to by the cops. As you guys maybe like you can hear the sound of doors opening and closing within the cell, like corridor, but yeah, you don't see anyone coming into the office. Your office, rather your cell.
It
And
is my
so-
office.
It truly is. And so the next morning comes, and Catherine, you awake in a bleary mess, as it seems like you were just left there, and no one saw to your concussions or the wound. You know, they probably have a small mirror or reflective surface. And it is, you can see this like huge welt forming on the side of your head. A couple of teeth were knocked out of your mouth, and you can, yeah, you find them scattered on the
back in
floor.
later.
Yeah, and you do not feel in any state to do much. You can try first aiding yourself again if you wanted to, though.
Yeah, she's gonna do that. 32. Oh, just barely. Yep. Close, but not no cigar.
Mhm.
Real puffy.
Okay. Yeah, you bandage yourself up as best you can, and put water on it, or whatever it is you can do. Yeah. So the next morning, as you guys wake up, and the rest of you, you see that Captain Robson is coming into your cell, Marcus. A bunch of cops behind him as well. And he opens it up and says, "You're free to go."
Thank you. Hey, where's my wife?
Oh, no, she's not going. You're free to go.
May I have my belongings back?
No.
It's theft, but
Arrest me.
all right. So,
Oh, I should
Anyone else coming with
let
me?
you know as well, Mr. Jordan, that the diplomatic status has been stripped from you. It's been recalled after your confession.
thank you. I appreciate that. What confession?
The one you signed.
Oh, right. Okay. So, Tennessee or Mr. Koskov, any of them coming with me?
We'll see about that. Yeah.
All right. This way, right? He's going to start heading towards the front.
That way out there. Yeah, there you go. You walk out of the police station.
He has no clue what to do because Catherine's not there. His job is to talk a big game because that's his part in all of this. He can hold his own, but he can't do it alone. So as soon as he gets outside, his breath begins to catch in his throat as he doesn't know what to do, and he's terrified to the point of petrification as he just stands there for a moment at the front of the police station, and he just looks around. He can't he can't figure out what to do.
Robson has followed you out into the yard, short way. He stands by the doors to the prison. So I guess you're headed out now, huh?
Yes. Is it daytime or is it? You said it's the middle of the night,
Morning.
right?
It's like it's still sort of morning at this point, like dawn. Yeah.
This about my wife. Would is she to be released as well, or I should wait?
I don't know about that, Mr. Jordan. I mean, you could be waiting a very long time. You know, I'm thinking, you know, maybe 6 months, a year if we're lucky. Maybe 2. You know how these things can get dragged out sometimes. The paperwork just gets lost, especially when, you know, people aren't signing things properly or the wrong administrative department gets it, you know. 2-3 years. And then we got the charges that are faced against her as well. I mean, it's not good. Obviously, the whole, you know, your status as well, having been recalled, makes things difficult for me. For all of the department as well, because, you know, a bit easier when you guys have got this whole immunity thing going on. I mean, we did our best to get you out. I got a call, said let you go. So, you know, I had to, but...
All right. Are you going to keep her here?
Oh, I don't know about that. You know, she's probably going to get taken off to a high security after the stunt she pulled last night. It's a nasty place, Marcus. Really a nasty place. People in there, the things they do to a pretty woman like your wife as well. It's... Oof. That's going to be tough.
Well then, till we meet again, officer.
Until next time, Mr. Jordan. Oh, hopefully we'll never see each other again, because scot-free.
Yes.
I mean, there is one other way I guess I could let her out right now.
What would that be?
I guess. I mean, we'd have to sit down and have a talk, and it would involve you talking to us about the people who it is who get you to do the things that you do. Give me a couple of names, willing to testify about it, sign your real signature, you know, not a bullshit one, because we just had to get that changed for someone else. And then I think we could see to it that I could see that you guys are just small pawns in this. You know, we want to blow off the whole lid, so she'd walk her way right now, but as things stand, not so good.
I could be able to get you even something better than my testimony. Perhaps some evidence for these folks that you believe that we know. Could I return it here?
I guess you could, yeah. And that would get her out. You could give me someone substantial. I let all your friends go, in fact. You see, Mr. Jordan, I realized here that beating you guys up and throwing you in jail isn't going to get any of us anywhere. I'll let you run around and do your own thing. You're a clever guy. Figure it out soon enough. And I thought, well, what's the most precious thing to you? That's your wife. So, let's make things simple. If you find me what it is I'm looking for, bring it here. I'll let her go. And the rest of your friends if you want. And I'll try and pull some strings with the State Department, see if we can't get you guys out of the country easily enough. If you don't, you're never going to see your wife again. And the things they'll do to her are not worth mentioning, Mr. Jordan. I saw her this morning. Wasn't so good.
Well then, He looks around at the front of the police station. I'll be back. And he turns around and begins to leave, more confident in his steps, because he knows he needs a car, a lot of kerosene, and all the weapons that they kept stashed in their other house.
This is indeed the solution to almost everything, is a kerosene car. I mean, it solved almost all your problems last time. The more you think about it, the more confident you become in that knowledge. Max Jordan leaves. Catherine, Costco of Tennessee, you find yourselves remaining behind. At this point, Lucian is probably like waking up. It's like dawn. Mr. McCarthy is getting ready with you. And he informs you, Ernest, that travel is ready. Everything's set.
Thank you. Sorry. Headache. Thank you. When will the others be joining us?
The others?
Sorry. Bad dreams. Sorry, yes. Get my, I'll pack everything up and, right, yes, well, lead the way.
Okay, is everything all right, Dr. Ernest? Feeling okay?
I just didn't get much sleep last night. You know how it is. Alcohol and lack of sleep is not a good combination.
Very well. Now let us, let's be on our way.
Could we, as odd as it might sound, could we just drive by the police station on our way out? Just, just one last look for me.
Very well.
I won't leave, to trust me. I have no intention of leaving or getting caught by the police. Just a simple drive.
Okay.
Thank you.
You guys set off on your journey. Marcus, just as you're leaving, Catherine, Tennessee, and Costco, you guys are still in your cells at this point, probably like 6, 7 a.m. At this time. Go Catherine first. Catherine, the cell door opens again, and you see before you 2 cops, the same ones that were here last night, to give you. The guy who was stabbed in the eye has has like a bandage, sort of like eye holder thing strapped to his face, and both of them say in unison, "Come with us," in a very neutral voice.
She's kind of like a big welch. She's like, all right, fine. I'll just stab them both in the throat as we walk along. That's fine. This is her her mental commentary. Like, yeah, I'll be fine. Sure, whatever. She'll go with them. Maybe they're taking her to see Marcus or the showers or something. She'll go with them.
They stop at Costco's door. They stop at Costco's door, open it up, and both of them say again in unison, "Come with us."
Yeah, Koskov finishes his set of push-ups and like hops up. He's like, was about to pass out from push-up. Oh, yes, let's go.
Tennessee, the door swings open. 2 cops in unison say, "Come with us."
But come with you where? What if
They don't reply.
Tennessee, come.
he casts a wary look to Catherine, who is super bruised. She's like missing teeth.
Hell? It's just massive welts, and I'm still got that gash and like burns. I look like shit.
All right, I'll come along. Robson know about this. Robson, tell you come get us.
Tennessee, and you see Koskov just kind of like rubbing his right fist, like, please, do not worry. Come along.
Top of the morning to you, sunshine.
Yeah, why should I worry? Sure, let's go.
This is from last night.
They lead you down the corridor, and at the end of the corridor there is a door with a strange symbol and sign, which is painted onto it in a black paint. Above, read the words,
No.
3, 4, shut the door. The
Well,
two
I don't
of
think
them,
we should open.
in unison, leave you and walk away. You're left in front of the door.
Now, correct if I'm wrong, but did we not see 3-4 at Juju House? Should we not be on 5-6? Maybe there is redundancy.
Maybe this is some... I'll slip into Cockney for a sec. Maybe this is some kind of sick joke. Not in a humorous mood this morning. I mean, maybe it's the other eye. No.
Remind me, did Lucian claim to have seen painting on the door in his office, and that scene happened?
He would have told you about that, I think.
Could I roll an idea check to think to try to figure out if I think that these cops might have been under the influence of something?
Yeah, you can roll me an idea roll.
Catherine has no idea.
No.
I mean, they certainly weren't behaving as the way you expected them to, but whether or not that
Sure.
was completely abnormal or not is
Look, I
tough to know.
I sort of think we should just get back in our cells and pretend we never saw this.
But we have.
I'm out of my cell. You know, that's like half the part. Fighting through up all the cops is the easy part. Getting out of the cell, that's the hard part. Usually.
I don't think we
security.
should open up that door, is what I'm saying. Whatever has brought us here, whatever's doing this, it's evil. You've seen the evil. Whatever this is, this ain't good.
I have Tennessee. You know what else? I see it follow us no matter where we go. This is something we cannot escape. We must go forward. We must not run away.
Do you know where Marcus is?
No.
Yes.
I'm not leaving without Marcus.
Have not seen him.
You look behind you at the
Catherine.
corridor from which you just came down,
Mhm.
and the door from which you opened it has in paint 1, 2, buckle my shoe written upon it. And it has the same symbol. It wasn't there before.
Well,
I
fuck.
think we should leave.
Can we?
Koskov's gonna go up to the door and try to open it.
Wait, Catherine, I don't think you should look.
As soon as Koskov touches the door, all of you find yourselves moved, and you are now. It's as though the walls sort of move themselves around in the corridor, where previously the floor was on the ground. It is now on the ceiling, and you find yourselves through in another corridor. Almost immediately, it's a strange movement of rock, which is distinctly unnatural and strange. There before you in the corridor. Go ahead.
No, you keep going.
There before you in the corridor are your weapons. Above them is written 5, 6, pick up sticks. At the end of the corridor, there's another door with the same symbol on it.
Are these corridors like in the prison still? Do they look like those types of the same
It
corridor?
feels like they are, yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
But it's no part of the prison that you've seen before.
Koskov's just putting his rings, picking up his.
Is Marcus's things here too?
Yes.
He's not here. That worries Catherine. Is like the book that I picked up from the cultists there too? Africa's Dark Sects? Okay.
Yes.
Well, if I'm gonna find
about-
Marcus, I'm gonna have to be armed.
Well,
What about the mask? The wooden mask?
Yes, the mask is there as well.
Let's see.
Yeah, Kaskav's going to
Loads of
grab all of his
shotgun.
stuff. Is his sister's amulet with his stuff?
Yep. Anything that
Okay.
you found in the House of Juju is still with you.
Okay. Well, yeah,
I don't give
we're
a
finished.
fuck about diplomatic immunity anymore. If I see Robson, I'm blowing his bloody his fucking head off.
Catherine, I don't think that's a good idea. There's a lot of cops in this police station. You can't take them all.
Catherine, we're almost out. There will be time to kill Robson later. Let us worry about freedom for now.
Worried about Marcus. Why isn't he with us here?
Perhaps he's already gone. Who knows?
She'll pick
Yeah.
up his stuff too. She's
Sure,
she's
that's what it is.
around.
Okay.
Just saying,
I'll
if you
open
hop
In
in
the
the
corridor,
seat.
that's the next door with the symbol on it.
Tennessee will open it and kind of peek through before he opens it all the way. He's worried that Marcus might be the next victim. He doesn't want Catherine to see if he is.
Mm-hmm. As soon as you touch the door handle, there's no chance to peek, as again the corridor seems to shift and move around itself, and the door is no longer there, and you're down another corridor again. At the end of this corridor, it looks like it opens up into an office, and you recognize this to be Captain Robson's office, Tennessee Gray. And it's like you're looking from like a peephole or through a pane of glass through to the office. It at once seems translucent and yet unnatural, like looking through a slightly translucent mirror or one-way mirror. Inside, there is Captain Robson, who is standing over his desk. Sort of like in a hunched position as he's reading something on his desk and some papers and whatnot. And just above the wall, and it's almost directly above Captain Robson, are the words 7-8 Leyland Strait.
He's moving.
Captain Robson isn't moving. He's standing still just over his desk.
All right. Well, so if we go through there and he sees us, he's going to jump to a conclusion. So maybe I go first, and we don't shoot him.
Oh, I won't shoot him.
I'm serious about this, Catherine. We gotta. If we're gonna get through here, we gotta come through clean.
I may have shoved a pin in someone's eye last night.
Oh,
That's what I heard.
It was a good one.
we're gonna. All right. Well, just let's not immediately jump to catching things on fire and guns. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not going to
He
use
said-
any firearms. I'm not going to set him on fire.
All right.
She does. She will pull out a violin string though.
Tennessee cocks his shotgun despite his own words, and he will progress through to the end of the hall.
I'm right with you.
You step through the slightly translucent material, which isn't glass. It's not even really corporeal as you step through it, and you're immediately into the room. Captain Robson does not appear to move an inch, as he's still, maybe 5 feet away from you. He doesn't appear to hear you enter into the room.
Where's
Robson?
Marcus?
He doesn't move.
Don't be alarmed. Tennessee will walk around the side of the desk so that he can look right into Robson's face.
I'll walk right behind Robson.
Mhm.
No, please.
Immediately
And while they're-
clear as you walk around. No, go ahead, Koskov.
I was just gonna say, while they're doing this, Koskov is looking in the room for if there's another way out of here.
There's a Yeah, there's the obvious door, but you can start taking a look around, see if there's like a secret entrance or whatever. Looking back, by the way, there's no clear entrance from which you entered. Behind you, there's no reasonable or logical way from which you would have entered. It's just a wall, basically. And if you feel the wall again, it's not translucent or strange at all. Immediately clear as you come round the side of Captain Robson, and probably as soon as you step close towards him, there's a smell of that kind of tangy, irony smell of blood, and something quite unusual. As you look at him, you can see that with some great precision, there are a series of large spikes which have been driven up from the ground and are holding Captain Robson in place, as though similar to the woman who was hanged on the tree and pinned to it with great force. His body has been pierced by 4 or 5 stakes which run up from the ground and appear to be nailed into place on his body. However, you see his eyes move, and they are terrified. And
ask you one more time. Where's Marcus?
If he seems unable to speak, the reason becomes clear shortly thereafter as you look into his mouth, which is also held open, and there is no tongue inside his mouth. Written in black upon the ceiling, as he appears to be looking upwards, are the words 9, 10, begin again.
We're gonna get you help, Robson. We gotta get him out of here, and we gotta get him help. He's the only one who knows that we didn't do this. No.
Oh.
His eyes are pleading for mercy.
He is already dead.
He's the only one who can clear our names. Otherwise, we walk out of here, we're the ones who did this.
Catherine's gonna get like from behind him. She's still got the violin string around her hand, but she's gonna say, "All right, you killed Marcus. 1 blink if he's alive. 2 blinks if he's alive and you let him out. 3 blinks."
The mere force of blinking seems to be a great struggle for Captain Robson, though he does manage to get out 3 blinks.
You can do whatever you want, Tennessee. Marcus is alright.
And looking at these spikes, I mean, does it look like if you actually were able to get him out? I mean, like,
Just look like
Koskov has seen a lot of violence.
Yeah.
He'd probably bleed to death in no time, right?
This is like an Iron Maiden which has been built up from the ground.
Yeah.
Removing him from the spikes would be the end of him.
Pulling him off would be a death sentence. It would be over.
At least we could show that we tried. At least we would try. Robson, I don't think is to show them that we tried to do something, that we tried to do something right.
What is right
try to
about
help
any
him.
of this?
What did he ever try to do that was right? He's a dirty cop.
He wasn't as bad as you thought he was.
That is what they tell you, Tennessee. I have dealt with men like him. They only want what will advance their careers. The second you are not good to him, he casts you off. Like beer can.
Is the
Lies,
folder
plants,
still on the
evidence.
desk?
Yes.
Tennessee grabs the folder and he shakes it at Catherine. Says, I know what you've done. Look at this. They know everything.
I'll look
at
through
this.
it.
Koskov, look at this.
Is it all me?
100%. It's fairly well detailed as well. I mean, you've probably been under the impression for a while that authorities were aware of your activities. I mean,
but I was working for governments half the time, so yeah. I bet looking through there, though, it's only like a fraction of the cases that have actually happened. These are just the ones that were a bit messier.
It's fairly well compiled, actually.
Oh wow, nice.
Impressive. There may be a few cases which aren't, but they clearly have a fair. They probably have a source.
Oh, seems like someone's a rat. I could explain that, Tennessee. Marcus and I work for governments. Work gets messy. Governments don't want to get their hands dirty. Dirty cops. It's part of the business. She's just gonna be rolling up her sleeves, and you see a bunch of scars that look like maybe a bunch of fingernails have run down just countless times on her arms, mixed with some burn marks from the burning things. I feel like the best thing we can do for this man right now is to put him out of his misery. Pulling him off these spikes, kill him, but it'd be slow. You can make it quick. And then pull him off the spikes.
We've seen some real shit that I can't understand. I can't make sense of it. And I don't want anything but the best for both of you, no matter what you've done. But I'm not killing Robson, and I'm not letting you kill Robson. I'm gonna do my best to get him out of here, and maybe I can get him help. And if you need to go, so you're not around, I understand.
Pull him off, he's dead.
He will die. There is no escape for him. I understand you are a good man. I have known you for a long time. I consider us friends. But if you think she is evil, then Tennessee, I am evil. I have done things that would curdle your blood, that would make you cry in your soup, that would make you run home to your mother. And I am telling you right now, I have seen this. This is death. We should go while we still live. Please, my friend.
I remember Egypt. I know what you are, Koskov. What we were then doesn't matter anymore. I think whatever's happening is so much bigger than what we can understand. And it feels like it's gonna eat up everything from the ground up. We understand what's going on. We might even be able to stop it or help. I don't care about what you've done, but what we do next, that's what matters. And going forward, we have to do what's right. We leave Robson behind, I'm with you. We put him out of his misery. Mercy, all right. But moving forward, we do what's right.
Tennessee,
when were
I
y'all in
will.
Egypt?
It was long time ago. Before Peru. You are not the only ones who have funny little titles for things that have happened in past.
And he turns back to Tennessee, and he puts actually a pretty friendly hand on your shoulder.
The thing is, Tennessee, it is hard to know when you have already been devoured by evil.
He nods at Robson.
He is already devoured. We are already devoured. We have just not been chewed up yet. Which means we can still make it out. So whether you do what is right or wrong does not matter. It depends if you know what to do that is necessary.
Tennessee nods his head, slips his shoulder out from underneath Koskov's hand, twists the head of his panther cane, pulls out the blade, and looks Robson right in the eyes, and he says, "We ain't gonna stop looking. I'm sorry. Sorry you got pulled into all this. There's a next life. I hope it's easier than this one." And he'll slide the blade of his cane sword through his neck.
He dies on the blade swiftly and mercilessly. And his body is held up on the spikes thereafter. We look up at the writing on the wall, and the words bore into your skull another time. 9, 10, begin again. For Robson, at least, it is over. What do you do next?
We must go. Quickly.
Find Marcus, find the doctor. Hopefully he's okay. Has my car.
Okay. You guys step out of the office of Captain Robson, leaving him there. The door with the symbol upon it once again opens, and you feel a sense of movement and churning. And you find yourselves out on a busy street in New York. And you're not far away from Marcus Jordan.
Does Marcus see them?
Yeah. You spot them just as you're walking across the street.
Catherine-
Most distinctly, you probably see your wife, yeah.
Just runs over to him as soon as she sees him.
Yeah, I was going to say, he doesn't even look to see if there's like an oncoming car or anything. He just runs.
Marcus dies as a bus hits him.
I was gonna say it's like Marcus gets run over by the dock as he's coming by to check the police.
You run over towards your wife and embrace. They have all of their stuff on them. What do you guys do?
Marcus is crying, and he's
Catherine's crying too.
looking at her face. Yeah.
I'm so glad you were alright. I was so worried.
He's just like looking at the wounds on her face and like gingerly touching the side of her face. And
Ow.
Even though she hasn't allowed him to do so, he's like taking all of her weight as much as he can by feathering his arm beneath, like under hers, and kind of lifting her off the ground.
Got your things for you.
Need nothing but you.
Same. So worried. Shoved a pen in someone's eye.
I saw him. He only saw half of me.
I love you so much.
I
Never
love you too.
get separated again.
And Koskov
gonna
like
take his
saddles
other
up next. Say Koskov saddles up next to Tennessee and is like,
See? There is some good in them. At least for each
I think
other.
that there's good in everyone.
At this
We'll keep
point,
Try to try.
who should be going by? Dr. Lucian Ernest and McCarthy in a long car. And Doc, you spot, because they're in the middle of the road, you spot your friends.
Here's the fucker who left us! Get him!
The doctor! Get him!
So you pull up, and McCarthy will
Catherine
stop.
looks almost unrecognizable, except for like the red hair. She's so beat to shit.
And Lucian will look to McCarthy and go, well, isn't that a bit of good fortune?
Too good.
And he'll step out of the car and...
Dr. Ernest, he's trying to call you back. I'm not sure that's such a good idea.
You're probably right. It's
Ernest,
probably...
there was a price for everything. That you must know. Nothing good will come from this. Nothing.
This is something I can't run away from. I have to see it through. And he'll get up and
this is where we part ways.
probably for the best. But thank
Catherine,
you.
I'll just wave hi. Killed them all.
As you're headed out, McCarthy will say, tell them that they have been relieved of their duties.
I will. I'm sure they will be glad to hear it. I wish you all the best. I really
Good luck, Dr. Ernest. I very much doubt we'll be seeing each other again.
I think so too. And he'll
Be careful.
grab his bag and make sure he's got everything, and he'll close the door and
He slides down the window one last time. Says, be careful, Dr. Ernest. It's gonna rain soon. He slides the window back up, drives away.
Lucian will go up to the others, but kind of
Good,
want them
doctor.
to go away from the police station, as in he's probably still a wanted man and doesn't want to be seen. And he'll approach them, and his eyes kind of automatically go straight to Catherine, because just how beat up she is. And Mrs. Jordan, are you okay? Would you like me to
good.
take a look?
A doctor, yes, please.
Okay, please come this. And he'll kind of like, I don't know, put her down. Like perhaps we could go into a cafe or something to do this. Somewhere out in the middle of the street.
Right,
Maybe
perfect
we
for
could-
cafe. Go on.
Maybe we could drive somewhere. Where's my goddamn car?
Your car is
Where is
back
it?
at the warehouse.
All right,
That's
well,
where I drove it and left it.
I guess I'll take a taxi.
Let's
Stolen.
take taxi.
Okay, well, if you want to hire... Okay, so you call a taxi and I'll have a look at Catherine and make sure she's okay. And I'll
We can
do
draw
a...
by alley. We can draw by alley, and I pick up my motorcycle.
Okay. I'm gonna... What would you like me to roll? First aid, medicine?
I think you need a
It's a
first
first
aid
aid
before
check.
medicine. Yeah.
Okay. That is a regular success of 39.
Heal one every day. So you're administering that in the back of the car. Costco can pick up the bike, and you guys return to the warehouse, which has been stripped of everything at this point. It is a completely empty warehouse, aside from your car. But there are no bodies. There is no medicine cabinet or anything basically left inside.
And Lucian will ask, so does anyone else require aid, first aid or anything? Would anyone else like to like me have
I
a-
suppose.
Yes?
Sounds
yes,
like a good
okay.
idea all around.
Okay, well, I'll do a first aid on Koskov, Tennessee. Marcus, do you need one? Or are you good?
Oh,
I'm
he
alright.
succeeded on his first aid.
Okay, I'll just do 2 more rolls then.
When you have time later, Doctor, I'd appreciate a full look over.
Yes, no problem. I'll do that after I've done this. That's no worries. Okay, first one was 28, which is a hard success, and the next one was 47, which is a regular success.
Sweet. You guys get it patched up. This takes you the best part of a couple of hours to check everyone up again. You're feeling a little bit more hale and hearty.
Mm-hmm.
We have time now, Mrs. Jordan. Would you like me to...
Sure, yeah. Just
Okay.
fix me up.
Is
She's
there-
just been
is like a way...
sitting on Marcus's lap when you're tending to the others.
Is there a kind of like a room, a private room where she can have some privacy while we do this? I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a private room in here. You saw McCarthy go in there to make a telephone call.
Okay,
so it's a basic room. The telephone is left behind, but
I will offer Mrs. Jordan to go into the room, and obviously I've offered Mr. Jordan to come in with us as well, if he wishes.
You'll notice she's covered in scars. That's why
and he will do a thorough examination, and I mean, so you basically just want me to patch your entire, just
everything.
Just cover you in bandages like a mummy.
I mean, there's so much like.
Soft.
I mean,
Advil,
how bad?
Ibuprofen.
I mean, how bad?
How bad? I mean, she nearly died, and you are surprised she's even up on her feet. You would put her in hospital for months, probably with the rest of them.
Right. You are.
She's probably actually in danger of hurting herself just by being up and around. Really.
You are one very tough woman, if you don't mind me saying, Mrs. Jordan. The fact
I've heard
that you
that
are
a lot, but usually in surprise before something else happens.
Right. Yes. Well, if you can, I would highly recommend extended bed rest. However, in our current situation, I do not believe that is available. However, I do believe that we should get out of New York as soon as possible.
Leave this country. Let's leave.
Yes, America has definitely gone down on my list of countries that I would like. However, I would very much love to go back to England. And if I could get you back to England, I could admit you to my practice, and we can get you back up and fit as a fiddle back there. It would be quite a rough journey over there, but I feel that I could stabilize you enough. It might be a little uncomfortable, but I'm sure you'll be fine.
Will, is the phone still here that he used?
The phone is still here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can Marcus take this moment, because we were in the same room that the phone was in, right? That he retired to have the phone. Okay, so Marcus is going to call, and he had established an hourly get the fuck out of Dodge travel itinerary that it went from plane to boat to plane to boat to boat to plane. When's the next boat? Because Catherine's going to need some time to...
Yeah, she totally winked at you when the doctor said bed rest. She was like...
Right.
Yeah, if you've got hourly boats out of here, the next one's like 6 p.m. You did hear from Captain Robson that there may be some passport problems with your status for being in the country, but you know that getting out is usually easier than getting into the country.
Right, and he would think that the boats would be a lot easier because at that time it was...
Yeah, the controllers are not anything like it was...
Especially from New York.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, that's the plan, is to get everybody out. Hopefully a boat... Most boats are bound for England anyway, just to get over to the continent and then parts south. So if that's the case and all that, then that's what he would do, is just make sure that there are... He'd say 5. He doesn't know who's coming. He doesn't care as long as it's Catherine and the doc to take care of Catherine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a boat out to England tonight at 6 p.m., which is your next available course of getting out of the country. You're already in the dockside, so you're not actually far away from where your boat will be departing from.
After he's patched up, Catherine like all over, he'll. Well, perhaps we should talk to the others as well. Join the others and.
Sure.
Yes. And, oh, shoot, there's no more booze, is there? It's all gone. Bollocks.
Oh, don't worry, I have a flask.
Oh, brilliant. You'll see Lucian look at it wantonly.
I just hand it to him.
Oh, yeah.
Payment for the medical attention.
Swig
have it.
From it and hand it back, but then head back into the main warehouse and take a seat. Or if there is a seat.
Yep.
So have us passage out of here 6 p.m. on the evening tide to England.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Jordan. It'll be great to see England again.
Now, what's the plan? We're going to England. What are we doing there?
Not staying in America. I think leaving America is the plan. In general.
Well,
we still have this mask to look at. Maybe see if it leads to another clue. Bloody tongue elsewhere. Oh yeah, we have book. There are many things to look at.
oh,
No, that is for bed rest. Do not worry. You take care of that with your booby. But we need to study these things. We need to find out what is this
We have about a
riddle.
week to cross the Atlantic, so
we've got a long time for that. Yes.
We
When
also
we get
have
to
the
the road.
Penhu. We also have the Penhu Foundation is in London. We want to continue this search for whatever it is what path we've been placed upon.
Path is
Before we
before us.
leave, there
Might as well
is
walk
the
it.
Carlisle Mansion. Sorry, but the Carlisle Mansion, the one that's just outside of New York City. We know these cultists have something to do with the expedition. I have no idea what, but we could visit the mansion, see if any of the artifacts or anything that they have there. It's supposed to be a fantastic occult mansion. Their library, that is.
I've got a book.
I wouldn't recommend it. What you're suggesting is that we break into a mansion. We are already on the brink of. We don't want to
I say we.
tangle with the law again. I think.
No, I think we would just knock on the front door and say, "Hi, I'd like to visit your library."
You want to call
people-
them? We've got
Do
a
people
phone.
do that often in America? Do people allow random people into their own libraries? I don't-
Wealthy people who have, libraries, personally extensive libraries. I don't know, but I'm sure we could be convincing. Or we could go to England. Oh, we're here. We're here now. 30 minutes away from this place.
I mean, yes, Tennessee, we are here, but we are not in exactly the best physical condition to do anything. And should something go wrong, I'm not entirely sure we will make it out again. I just worry that we are not physically or mentally ready for another. You say this place is full of cults. What if this mansion has a number of the cults of the bloody tongue in there as well? I just fear that we would not make it out that way.
All right. Well, I do like the sound of going and reaching out to this Penhu Foundation over in England. So I'm with you.
Forgive my bluntness, but it would seem that we are all together for one reason or another. We have been selected or cursed or whatever way you would want to put it. We all have pasts and presents, and I feel that perhaps now would be a good time to lay all our cards on the table. If you understand my meaning. We are together for whatever reason, and for us to do what we need to do, we need to be able to know that we can trust and know each other. So I feel this would be the best time to share who we truly are.
I appreciate the kumbaya nature of this revelation, Doctor, but what if we reveal our true selves and we don't like each other?
It is rather that we know we don't like each other now than later down the line. I just feel that this would be the best way to move forward. If we cannot work with one another, we go to London, we go our separate ways. However, it would be easier to do it that way. One way or another.
Go first?
I mean, I'm more than welcome to go first, but one thing or another, we are all connected. We are all in this together, whether we want to or not. I believe it is out of our hands. I just feel we would do it a lot better if we could know we could trust one another. I am more than welcome to go first. You may ask any question you wish of me, and I will answer as truthfully as I can. I am, as I said before, I am a doctor. I am. I have medical. I've served in the Great War. I have a practice in London. And that is who I am.
Doctor, what really happened in the room with assistant?
And you'll see Lucien's face kind of just, the blood just rush from it, and he kind of looks around instinctively for like a glass of booze or whiskey or anything, but he doesn't find any, and he fidgets uncomfortably. It is, as I told you. I entered the room. There were maggots everywhere, and my nurse, Helene? She was tortured. She had no tongue. She could barely breathe, barely survive. She wanted me to end it, and I tried to get her to do it. I couldn't, and I looked away, and as I looked away, I heard a bang, and then there was just a ringing for, it seemed like minutes. I don't, and then I came together and saw you.
Yes. So what really happened in the room is what I'm saying, though. You killed her.
Yes, I suppose so.
So you want...
I killed her.
You want us to trust each other, but you cannot trust your own senses.
It is... I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. That is what happened, and I don't know what is going on, but I feel that if I continue, that I will understand more what is going on.
See, that is where we differ. I do not want to really understand, because this is beyond our comprehension. I just want to make through. I want to push through to end and out the other side.
But perhaps we need to understand to push through. Knowledge is power. Knowing what we're up against, knowing where to go, what the right and wrong thing is, it could help us get through. You cannot brute force everything, Koskov. You cannot.
I have thus far.
I fear that it will eventually catch up to you.
Koskov pulls his fist up, and it starts to ignite a little bit.
It has already caught up with me, Doctor. Do you really think we will know what this is? Or why this is?
Give me time. I could have a study of it. I could, given the right knowledge, perhaps I could. I mean, don't forget that. I know this, but medical science has come a long way. The things we do now, a couple of 100 years ago, would be seen as magic, as witchcraft. The unknown is just things we haven't. The magic we see here is just things we don't understand yet. If we understand it, then perhaps we can get through this. I mean, what does everyone... I mean, does anyone have any other questions for me? I mean, about me, my past, or anything? I just think this is the right way forward.
Sure, Doctor. Have you ever been in trouble with the law? Serve time?
I have never been to jail, no.
Well, except for...
That's his lie.
Apart from obviously in New York. Sorry, that is... Apologies. Before New York, I never served any jail time, no.
You seem to know our magistrate, our attorney, Mr. McCarthy.
Well, yes,
What's your relationship with this gentleman?
He was my lawyer. Every doctor must have a lawyer, just in case. I mean, as much as medical science has approved, there are, mistakes do happen, and people tend to try and sue me for that. So it's natural to have an attorney to fight that.
What's his attorney
What's your
too?
worst mistake?
My worst mistake. You mean that the law? It probably.
Sure.
Personally, I would imagine shooting Helene. But in regards to law, I would say probably I hired people to get certain medical things for me, and which weren't particularly legal.
Things, is that a technical term?
No, if you wish to know fully, I hired someone to get me cadavers, bodies for me, of the recently dead, back in London.
Like,
Business or pleasure?
And he'll give a big stern look at Marcus.
This was your idea, Doctor.
Yes.
So we could trust each other.
It was purely for business, of course. You see, for medical science to advance, we must obviously do some certain methods and experiments to advance. And doing so on live subjects is barbaric and illegal, and I fully think has done it. But a dead body, recently dead, that is just a hunk of meat. The soul has already ascended into heaven or hell, depending on the person. It is just a piece of meat that can help the betterment of the living. And so
We are on different sides of the same coin in our trade, Doctor.
And what is your...
All just hunks of meat.
And what is
our
your
trade?
trade?
Well, you've informed us that we've been relieved of our duties, so that also means we have been relieved of the gag order that was been placed upon us. So my wife and I have stopped wars. We have caused wars. We have killed 72 people in various
70.
positions of government.
right
Se-
now.
73 when it was hung.
It's a good
73.
start.
Well, that's the official contracted kill count. You know, there's always casualties. Everyone.
And this is both of you, Mr. and Mrs. Jordan, you both.
Mostly me. You see, Marcus was my first official contract and my best failure. She's gonna kind of hug his arm a little bit.
Look for love in all wrong places, eh?
Yeah, well, I was sent to kill him, and it's the only one I haven't been able to kill.
Why didn't you kill him, just out of curiosity?
Could you kill me? I'm goddamn charming.
Good point. Good point.
He was very persuasive. We were married the next day. Cairo,
That is
lovely,
very
beautiful,
persuasive.
beautiful city. Egypt, love it.
That is...
It's almost our 10th anniversary, dear. Did you realize that?
Yes, I believe it is the lead anniversary.
Ah, yes. Hold a point, please.
I mean, so let me... Sorry, so just so I could put this straight. You were hired to kill Marcus Jordan, and I assume that is because... I'm assuming you're still a reporter. You know, you go around and he dug a little too
Get a lot
deep
of
and someone
information on this.
wanted to silence him. And then you couldn't because he was so charming, and then you married the next day. It almost seems magical, if you think about it, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? It's like a storybook.
Yes, just a bit. Very, so please continue.
Except for the 72 murders. I mean, that's a lot of murders that you have between the two.
It's a job.
I'm sorry.
Tennessee.
It's a lot of murder.
Well, I started it independently in Ireland. One of my brothers got into a bit of trouble and dragged me in with him. Started to go international. I was hired by a name named Dansborough to kill Marcus, and I couldn't do it. So we instead used the information Marcus had on him to throw him in jail, and we've been together ever since. He does his journalism, and I've been doing the other side of the business, mostly.
But we can't do that. We can't go forward unless we go back. And
It's
so
true.
now it's
You
time
might
to
have
figure
heard
out
of
exactly why we were put together.
Cutthroat Kate. That's kind of me.
Ah!
Would I have known a
Yes.
Cutthroat Kate from the UK papers?
Probably.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I sold you a knife in Russia 6
You
years
did.
ago.
It was
Yes, right before Peru. Did it work for you?
nice knife. Oh, very well, very effective. Dipped in a little bit of poison.
Everyone, pardon me for just 1 second as we reminisce down our different nefarious works with bodies both living and dead, but there's a lot of explanation that goes with my wife and I, Mr. Korskov and the doctor, and he turns to Tennessee. How did you get messed up in all of this, Tennessee? No offense, but you're a man of principle and you don't seem to care much for our methodology. And it's your opinion, my friend. I'm not here to judge, but it seems like you jumped on the wrong boat. Unless there's something you wish to tell us.
In Mr. Gray's defense, I do not believe he had a choice in the matter. I think he...
No, Doctor, I have a choice. We all have choices. I can speak for myself. Now, when I met you in Peru, we were at the beginning of a very exciting adventure, one that I thought was important, to find evidence that there were ancient civilizations in South America. Proof that it's not just the Europeans and the Caucasians that had advanced medicine and science. That the other races in the third world countries, they have a history, but none of that actually mattered. I was wrong about that. I was wrong about everything. I was wrong about the two of you. Yeah, it doesn't sit well with me, what you do, what you've done, what you're capable of. I've had to do things myself that make me feel sick. Being a part of this makes me feel sick, but here is what I believe. For all five of us, that we have a responsibility. We're maybe one of the only people who know what's going on with this cult of the bloody tongue and whatever this magic, whatever this thing is that we're a part of now. We're not owned. We're not pawns, and we have an opportunity and a responsibility to try to save lives, because people are going to keep dying, and they're going to die, and they're going to die, and then we're going to die. And I'm here for that.
Well,
as
I'll do
long
my
as
best
you-
to prevent that.
But if innocent people are getting killed, if we're killing cops, if we're
30.
not...
Plops.
Tennessee almost vomits.
They're killing
As we
innocents.
go
They killed more
forward-
innocents than I have.
It's not a war. It's not about who can kill more innocents.
Oh.
It's about doing the right thing. And if we're doing the right thing, then I'm with us. And moving forward, there's a chance for all of us to be better than we've been.
You know what? I think I know why you're here, Tennessee. I don't think it was a mistake at all. Look at us. The doctor has more going on than he's admitting. Koskov, we don't have enough time. Session's almost over. It would take another 3 hours for him to tell us all the shit he's done. But I know
could
why you're here.
convince, but
Love to share stories on the boat. By the way.
I know why you're here. I tell you what, Tennessee. We'll look towards you as this adventure begins. You can be our leader.
I'm not sure that's such a good idea.
why not? You obviously have vision for how this will come out, how it should be handled. I am in agreement with Mr. Jordan.
I agree with whatever
Because
my
when it
husband
comes,
says.
because when it
Fine.
comes down to it, Tennessee, saving innocent, this is good, yeah. But in order to do that, we're going to have to kill a fucking load of people. And that is something we are good at.
Here.
And I think on that bombshell, that's where we'll end tonight's episode of Call of Cthulhu, Masks of Nyarlathotep, as our first chapter. Well, I guess our second chapter really comes to a close as we're headed off for England and all of the horrors that await us there. So real quick before we end, we've got Warhammers and the finale of Warhammer coming up in a few minutes' time. Thank you guys for watching, by the way, and thank you for all the donations and the craziness. I just want to go quickly through the chapter's end of shit that you guys get for or lose for actions and consequences which you made. So, did you solve Jackson Elias's murder? Yes, in a way you did. For 1d6 sanity points. Did you exonerate Hilton Adams? No, he is still going down for a very long time and will likely be killed. Did you expose Captain Robson as a corrupt cop? No, you didn't expose him. You did kill Makunga Madari. He was neutralized, so congratulations. You also broke up the cultists. They were eliminated or broken up. Millie Adams did not die, but she was horribly murdered, horribly wounded. Hilton Adams dies shortly thereafter. And, okay, so total tally, I get to roll some dice here. So you gain solving Jackson Elias's murder, 5 sanity. For exonerating Hilton Adams, which you didn't do. You didn't do that well. Oh, yeah, you neutralized Makunga, so you gain an extra 6. Oh, nice rolls today. Breaking up the cultists, you gain an extra 4. Holy shit, these are good rolls. And Millie, you lose 2-4. Hilton, you lose 4-4 for letting Captain Robson die. You lose a d6. So total of, so there was 11, 15... minus 7, so I think you gain 8 overall, 70 points for the actions which you achieved and completed here in New York. There will be some other bits that we do on the journey over to England. Of course, there's a couple of other bits of housekeeping that I'll get to next session.
I'll get hit points back.
Possibly.
I'm gonna rest so hard on that boat.
I mean, we got a week, right? So it's just like at least 7.
2 weeks. It's about 2 weeks. 2
weeks. Oh,
because the doctor got me a medicine check, so I should be getting a little bit more back every day. So
there you go. Fantastic. Well, that's where we're ending tonight's session as our chapter comes to a close. Thank you guys for watching. Like I say, we do have Warhammer coming up in a few minutes' time. It is the finale of the Great Conspiracy, and everyone's got mutations, and it's great. So stick around for that. And then at 7 o'clock, we've got the finale of Star Trek Deep Space Fine happening. So stick around today for some good times. We'll give away a set of tabletop loot dice now as well for you guys there in the chat. Exclamation point loot in the chat is how you can enter. But let's whip around the cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Greg, how was tonight's session for Marcus?
It was great. I got to run the whole gauntlet with his emotions. Super fun. I like it a lot. I was figuring Tennessee was the leader whenever he had a moral compass, and those are the people I always like to put up in the front between Marcus and the horror, because it'd have to blast through Tennessee, drive him nuts before it gets to the rest of us. But maybe we're nice guys by the time, everybody does fall into the dirt. Love this game all the time. 1 to 4 Eastern is where it's at. Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. A lot of fun stuff coming up over on my channel. We have a fun game of Dragonlance tonight, DM'd by our very own Moral Compass himself, who's anything but in that game, but I'll let him talk about that. Until next time, I'm going to take it slow and easy across the ship and make sure that Catherine rests as hard as she can. See ya.
Fantastic. And Lindy, how was that tonight for you?
Oh, I loved it so much. We got to see such full ranges of emotion from almost everybody, which I really liked. I really liked the character development and the delving we were doing into that. I think it's going to be real great. It's going to have the party a little bit more cohesive for when we get to, jolly old England. And I loved it. I got to shove a pen in somebody's eye. I loved how the guards reacted to that, and they walked into Marcus's cell and they basically just throw a pen at him, like, yeah, we're not getting near you. So much fun. I've always wanted to do that. I loved it. I love this game. I love these guys. Absolutely fantastic. You guys are the best. Oh, so much fun. I can't wait for next week. So excited. You can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy, running spooky, creepy Ravenloft stuff on my channel on Tuesday nights. A soul kraken's gonna start attacking the ship next week. It popped out of the water. Now it gets to eat everybody next week. I'm real excited. So just tune in for that.
Awesome. Love it. And Tom, how was that tonight for Dr. Ernest?
Well, I liked it. There was a lot going on with Dr. Ernest. He's got a lot going through his mind, and I think he's basically accepted the fact that whatever is going to happen will happen, and he has no choice but to go through this journey. I mean, he is sanity-wise, actually, the number, he's still quite high, but the actual character is possibly like the most insane for now, anyway. Well, he has seen a lot of shit. So it'll be fun to role play that, and I mean, you know, people saying Tennessee Gray has the high morality. You know, the Doctor has morality. He's not going to kill anyone.
He's just mental. Is the problem.
He's just insane, absolutely off the wall. He sees a little man constantly talking to him every so often. Who doesn't see a little man constantly talking to him all the time? Perfectly normal. But yeah, okay. Okay, 2 out of 5. That's not, you know, that's too much. So yeah, it was really good, and I can't wait for next week and how it's all going to develop. I'm going to echo what Lindy said: is that the character development is great, and I can't wait to see in what direction that's going to go. I myself, Redundant UK. You can catch me on Twitch. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 11 o'clock in the morning, the UK, 6 a.m. Eastern, and all that jazz. You can check me out on Twitter, Redundant UK, and in Encounter Roleplay chat and all that jazz. So yeah, see you all next week.
Absolutely. I'm really enjoying the sort of haunting of Ernest this time around. I don't think we've had a real sort of like ghost or is he just insane thing before, so I'm quite liking that. Cool. And Pruitt, how was that tonight for Koskov?
Oh my God, absolutely love it. I'm so happy he survived. The continued development of Koskov is, I think, is one of a god complex in the making. He eventually will think that he is unkillable. And so that's why he's fine with letting Tennessee do what he wants. It's whatever. But I absolutely love this group. The trust and respect that is obvious between everybody here and what we get into during these games is so obvious. And I say that in complete earnesty, and also as a segue to say that I'm Pruitt of WebDM, and our show today is on social contracts, which is don't be a dick. And that's how you do it, and that's why I get paid the big bucks. That's the lie. I don't get paid big bucks at all. Anyway, check us out over on YouTube, and I can't wait to get back next week. Oh, wait, we're not going to be here next week. Never mind. Or are we?
I think we are here next week.
Yeah,
right?
we're here next
Yeah,
week.
we're
Next week. Next week.
Yeah,
I think we're here next week.
Can't wait till next week.
After next.
It'll be
So
like
you brought us
Christmas
to be real sad. I was like,
Yeah. Alrighty. Great stuff. And last but not least, then, Don, how was tonight's game for you?
Oh, it was amazing. Echoing what everyone else said, everybody had a lot of great character moments, a lot of different, different types of looks at their characters that we haven't seen before. I loved the conclusion of the New York cop storyline, or at least, for now. I don't know if it'll come back later or not, but I've really enjoyed that storyline. And I'm excited for what comes next. I feel like we've almost done now everything I know about Masks of Nyarlathotep from our first run. Like, I feel like I don't know a lot of what's coming up. I've avoided reading as nice as the book looks, as much as I want to just read it front to back cover. I haven't, because I want to be surprised. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait for next week. You can follow me at Donathan Fry on Twitter. Like Greg said, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight on his channel, I'm running May Black Roses Bloom, which is Dark Dragonlance, 5th edition D&D. It's a lot of fun. And next week's the finale. I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to the finale to find out. I don't know if it'll be on the boat or in England, but either way, I'm sure it'll be awful, and I can't wait.
Travel boats are always good in Call of Cthulhu. What can go wrong? Nothing historically has ever gone poor on a boat for us. So it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I can't wait for
trains and automobiles. Boats have been great. Time to ruin it.
Except for that one time.
Yeah, for that one time. There was that one time, right? Anyway, we're going to head off into Warhammer. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Catch up on YouTube if you've missed any episodes. Catch our previous run of Masks or any of the other seasons that we've done. Can't wait for the kind of, I guess it's a season finale, but it's sort of just another episode while we're waiting for the end of Christmas. Because Masks continues onwards into 2019, and it just doesn't stop. But until next time, my friends, try not to roll too many nat ones because we want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye!